Hey everyone, you're listening to Nerd Boys Comic Blog. I'm Marco.
I'm Daimon.
And today I'm giving you guys Damon's hot take on Infinity War.
In 30 minutes? Okay, let's go. First, amazing. It was amazing. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Well, not the best thing that ever happened to me. I was born. That was probably a pretty good thing. But this is a close second. And I really enjoyed Thanos as a character. I thought he was next level. After 10 years of build up, 6 to 7 years of build up, I think since we saw Thanos, that the idea of this character coming in that I only vaguely understood, but I understood well enough to know it was a big deal. It was at some point during that period of time, he was like, oh, is this going to actually meet my expectations? It met him, it beat him, it was crazy. I was like, Jesus Christ. I laughed, I cried. Literally, I laughed, I cried. I'm not just saying that it's like a turn of phrase that you use to say things. It was next level. I cared about characters I didn't care about before. It was nice to see Scarlet Witch wrecking stuff for the first time. Like, we don't rarely get to see her to get stuff in, and she got to do some cool stuff. Vision is a punk. He got his ass beat all over the place. You have a stone inside of your face. You need to be able to know how to use it, or at least on some level. I guess he doesn't know how to use it, but he should have been trying to figure it out on some level. Like, he should have been able to hold his own against Thanos or the Black Order. I mean, he controlled minds. Like, he should have been able to, like, rip minds apart or something like that. Professor Xavier stops people in their tracks, and you just can't do nothing except shoot a laser beam. You fucking up, bro. What was I gonna say? I didn't expect everybody to die. Like, half the people in the movie died. I really hope Valkyrie is still alive, but actually, you know what? I checked this. The Russos confirmed that Valkyrie is still alive, but they will not confirm if Korg's still alive.
They will not.
They will not.
I was actually hoping that Korg has a twin brother, also voiced by Taika Waititi, but it's Korg with 2 G's.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And it's very much within Taika Waititi's wheelhouse to just be like, no, it's the same character, but different.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it's me. Oh, it's not Korg. I'm Korg's brother, Korg.
You just call me Korg for short.
Just call me Korg for short. I basically serve the same purpose is that I'm slightly meaner, and I don't know any of you. I don't
know this history and knowledge of you, I don't have it.
Yeah, just all that stuff. I feel like I wanted to talk about something we didn't get to talk about on the Dionysus podcast. I'm trying to remember.
There's plenty of stuff that we didn't talk. We didn't even clarify who died and who lived. Like, that was a big thing we didn't talk about.
Oh, yeah. Gamora died. Loki died.
Heimdall died. Heimdall was the first to die.
Yeah, he was. He was the first to die.
If you don't count all those floating dead people.
Yeah, we don't, because we don't know them. It's a lot of Asgardians. So Asgard died.
This big speech at the end of Thor Ragnarok. Asgard isn't a place, it's the people. And then half of them die.
Everybody was like, it undermines the ending, and I don't think it does. I think it really illustrates how fucked up that was. You're like, no, like Asgard, like it's God. Like that's what I was thinking about during that scene. I was like, oh no, like they killed Asgard. Like he killed Asgard. Like it's not a place, it's a people, and the people are dead. Like.
About a handful of them are alive. They can go to Oklahoma, maybe.
Hopefully.
I'm
really hoping they go to Oklahoma and then hang out and they start Asgardia and stuff.
New Asgard.
Maybe they do this version of the Siege storyline.
Maybe. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. No, but I want like the MCU version where they go to like Oklahoma and ask if it's Scotland. It's like, is this Scotland? No, it's Oklahoma. We will take this Oklahoma as our home. It's home. Homa.
Yes, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Home of Oak. They'll think it's that.
Oklahoma, yes. The home of Oaks, we shall make this the new home of Asgard. And they're just like, no you won't.
House of Oak.
Yeah. Spider-Man died. I cried. That was the scene I cried during. I need to hold a hand. It was too hard for me. Peter was like, apparently Tom Holland improvised that scene. Like, he knew his directions in that scene, but like those, like the words and like how he said it, all of it was like improvised. And like, I was like, it was good.
As soon as he goes Mr. Stark, you're like, oh no!
Like, no!
In the back of my head, I was like, oh, Spider-Man's gonna be fine. Like, everyone in the scene is gonna die except for Tony and Spider-Man, that's it.
No.
And then I was like, no!
I know, right? When they started having it, I was just like, what? Your hair? Like, I need this.
It's not like, oh, everyone's gonna be back by the second one, so it doesn't count. Like, no, it's still like emotional weight on Tony.
Also,
like,
it's still emotional weight. Yeah, he doesn't. They don't know. We know that as viewers, and also like it makes me excited about Homecoming. Peter's gonna be back, but he's gonna be like, I died. Like,
I may or may not remember that I died.
Yeah,
that's the
like,
part
but like know. he's gonna be gone. Like, people are gonna miss him. Like, you know, like depending on how they do. If the next movie, if it starts up right afterwards, or like they've been trying to figure out for a long period of time how to beat Thanos and how to fix things, it's going to be a period of time where people miss him as a character. Yeah. Like
it's at least going to be a year. Like, it'd be interesting if it's a whole year, like in continuity and in real time.
Yeah, because there's very few movies. It's like maybe 3-4 movies where like they like go back or go forward in time, or they take place in the time, like they just take place in a weird time. Usually they all happen around the same time, and when they said that they happened, like,
well, actually they clarified recently that Infinity War is 6 years after the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
like in real time, and like some things they kind of fudged. And Homecoming, the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige, like straight out, like they came out and were like, nah, we kind of screwed up on that one.
Yeah, that was a mistake that the studio that somebody made, and they never caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's supposed to say 4 years, I think.
Yeah. Which
4 or 6 years, something like that.
Which is also kind of funny because like the drawing that Michael Keaton shows in the beginning, I was like, that's a really good drawing for like a maybe 4-year-old at the time. And then I was like, oh, it's a 12-year-old who did that drawing. Or no, it's an 8-year-old at first. That's what you're thinking. Yeah. And it's like, oh, a 12-year-old. Not as impressive, but
wait, the drawing that?
It's Liz's drawing.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Because like. Michael Keaton, the Vulture, he's all proud, like, my daughter drew this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, because I was thinking, I kind of had this idea that his kid was going to be a student with Peter. Also, it was another misdirect. I just realized that because MJ's the artist. So you're supposed to think MJ is the Vulture's daughter. I just got that. So Liz is probably a sucky artist still.
She probably can't draw that well. What was another thing we didn't get to talk about last time?
Well, kind of the stones, the way he found them, the people who died, the people who lived, and kind of the reactions everyone had to meeting each other. Like, we just briefly touched on that. We mostly talked about outside of the movie stuff. On Dawn and Nonsense.
I guess we did. There was, oh man, I loved the moments between was Tony met the Guardians. That was great. The Thor meeting the Guardians, Thor and Rocket are great. Peter Dinklage's character is pretty sweet.
He had some of the best line delivery too. It's like, you'll die in there. It's like, only if it kills me. Yes. That's what happens when we die.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, you know what? That was great. There's another really good line in, there's another, one of the other ones is like Scarlet Johansson as Black Widow and Okoye on the team is pretty sweet to see. Like, somebody posted a meme right after that with like the pictures from the posters, and it was just like, oh, we need an A-Force movie, Marvel. And I was like, yeah. Also, the part between Shuri and Banner's really good. It's really funny because she's just like, why didn't you do this? And he's just like, we didn't think of that. Like, just like show you how like smart she is. But it also was like, I understand what she said, like, but why did not, like, he just like where they are, like, it's also just her being younger than them and being like, oh, I can do this thing, like.
Yeah. It really gives you this idea kind of like where things could be going, like, the next generation could really pick things up or, like, just see things in a different way. Yeah. And maybe it's an exciting new way that we want to see. I kind of want to see if Shuri becomes the new Black Panther.
I'm curious if they'll do... Yeah, like, I'm curious what they'll do, like, if... I'm curious, though, also, I was thinking about what if it takes them a while to bring some people back? Like, it's not instantaneous. Like, they have to, like, go through a lot of hoops in, like, some of the movies coming up. Or, like, there's a period of time where, like, Shuri is the leader of Wakanda, and it's, like, half the people. So, like, when T'Challa comes back, like, she's the Black Panther or something crazy like that. I think, man, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm trying to think of any other cool character moments, character meetings and stuff that like happened that were like worth the wait. Mantis was great. She had some of the coolest lines.
Mantis in this one I think was way better than in Guardians Volume 2. Like she's still a punchline. She's still like the comic relief of the Guardians. Her and Drax are like the best duo I think to come out of 2. Well, her and Gamora and Nebula. Yeah. Like them putting aside their differences and like actually being sisters. Yeah. Really lent itself well to this one. Yeah. Like it really showed that Gamora has a heart for her sister.
Yeah. Oh man, that was actually that hit home for me. I really appreciated the fact that like I could tell in nuances of the performances too that like the actors made the most. Every actor seemed to make the most of what they had, given that like you kind of only get a little bit of time with everybody. You definitely feel like the relationship that the new relationship they had at the end of Guardians 2 affected the current relationship that Gamora and Nebula had coming into this movie. Even when like Gamora like risked the universe to save Nebula, and Nebula definitely notices that. Like she's there, and I think that like that's gonna be what drives her, as opposed to like in the original Infinity War comic where it's just like trying to get back at Thanos for like torturing her or whatever. Like it's more than just that. It's like my sister died. My sister like took, you know, she risked the universe for me. Like she risked all this stuff and, you know, to save me, to stop me from being tortured. And she didn't have to do that. And now she's gonna go and take him out for sure. Like I feel like she's gonna be a big I think honestly feel like the Avengers 4 is probably gonna be the biggest movie for Nebula, like all together. Like it's gonna be the one where like you feel like all the stuff up until this point is kind of worth it, because I feel like with characters like Nebula and Scarlet Witch and Vision, all those characters have only shown up in certain movies and they've always been smaller parts. So like, and they giving you enough character development that there's something there, but they're never the focus. So like when they in this movie, like in this one, like Vision, all the stuff we know about these characters up to this point has become important, and it's, you know, it's this, the fact that we get to see them just enough, a little bit more than we normally do, gives it, everything else kind of gives it that oomph. And I feel like that's going to happen with Nebula in the 4th movie. I think that'll be like a moment where you get to like really, where all of her stuff up to this point kind of comes together, and you feel like people gain an attachment to that character.
It really feels much better than the X-Men movies. Because the X-Men movies, you have like Colossus and Kitty Pryde and other characters in the background. They have like zero development throughout like 3 movies.
It's, oh man, that's always irritated me about the X-Men movies. They like really try to force the movies to be about 1 or 2 characters. Yeah. And
that's not at all like the comics. The
comics are about everybody. You literally, I think everybody's got their favorite X-Men characters. You know, like there are characters like Wolverine who like you used to seeing all the time, and they popular and everybody kind of likes them, but everybody's got at least one other character that like, this is my favorite, or this is my favorite, or this person's my favorite. One of my favorite characters is Kid Apocalypse. Like I love Genesis. I think he's one of my favorite characters. He's a character that I like basically what I'm telling you is if I ever get to write X-Men or draw X-Men, and hopefully I get to write it too, like I'm gonna see a lot of Genesis. You know what I mean? Like, but he's one of my favorite characters. Rachel Summers, you know, like everybody's got those characters. They're like, oh, I love Banshee, or I love, you know, Nightcrawler, I love, you know, just all these characters, and like in the movies, and they never can never do a good job of.
Yeah, there's not like a movie fan who's like, oh man, you know who I really love? The Blob.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, like it's like, it's weird. Like the Russo brothers do something really cool with this movie and Captain America, Civil War, and it's like, instead of trying to take storytelling from, instead of trying to make the typical storytelling things work in a situation where they should, and trying to like cheat to like, okay, well, we'll just focus on these characters and their story, and everybody else will just kind of be personalities that's there. They like take on a challenge of being like, everybody's got to have a reason to be there. Everybody's got an arc. No one's just there for no reason. And even if the reason is obvious, but still like enough, and they're there. They're there. They're making decisions for themselves. They're trying to understand what's going on with them. Like even Mantis, who like, ultimately Mantis is kind of just there because she's a guardian of the galaxy, but she also wants to save the world. She wants to help people out. She also has an ability that helps them out several times in the movie. Also, Peter meeting everybody was really cool. I enjoyed the fact that he was just like, I love the part where he's like, I can't remember everybody's names, but he's like saving everybody. And I feel like you were saying that, or Ferris was saying that, we was talking about it, and he was just like, this is the first time, like, he was like, it's really cool to see the kind of Spider-Man doing the kind of stuff that he does in the comics in motion. Like, it's just crazy. And this is like, and he do a really good job of like making it into character actions, like things, the actions also define him as a character and give you a sense of who he is. Yeah,
because even in real life, like, your words only define so much of you. It's your actions that really prove who you are. And like Spider-Man and Drax, all these characters doing the things that are very indicative of their character. Yeah, rather than just like a background character in Wonder Woman being like, I shoot things and I'm good at it. Yeah. Or I am the charming guy. Yeah. But I only have dialogue. I don't do any special thing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of, they don't do that in the movies, and it feels really cool, and it makes it feels like an event comic, like in motion, and it's crazy, and I had the same emotions that I have where it's just like, wow, and oh my God, and that just happened, and really, and the Red Skull, like.
The Red Skull was the best surprise. Yeah. Just the care put into this, like, maybe 5 people in the theater are really going to care that like Red Skull showed up in this movie, but those 5 people are really satisfied about it. Yeah. And like Marvel Studio had like not the foresight, but like just the caring nature that they have, like, fan service.
Yeah. I can't wait I really want to see Captain Marvel now. I'm really curious how she ties in. I'm curious how powerful she is, because I get the sense that Captain Marvel is going to actually be one of the characters that's stronger in the movies than she is in the comics. Though she's pretty strong in the comics. Some people think she couldn't beat Thanos, and I don't know. I feel like she could, depending on the situation.
I think movie Carol is going to be very strong. Yeah, but not like Titan strong. I think she's going to be able to like put up a good fight. Yeah, but he won't bleed after one punch. He's going to be like she's going to have to do a smackdown on him.
Yeah. I think she's going to be one of the few characters who can like face Thanos head to head without too much assistance. Like, I
think Ferris brought this up, like the whole Hulk thing. Yeah. Were you like upset about that, or were you like?
No, I wasn't upset about it, because I think, I feel like it's just because that's what Hulk is mentally. Like, he's like in Ragnarok, he's only been the Hulk. He's been the Hulk constantly for 2 years, so he's only like 2 or 3 years old, and like his mental stability, like his development as a character, as a person, and I think that it made sense that Hulk, this was the first time he ever just got his ass handed to him. Like Ferris was saying that, well, he hasn't won all his fights. He hasn't. That's true. Like, some of them just finished for other reasons, or he left fights or whatever. But like, he always is a force to be reckoned with, you know? Other people always leave more damage than when they came in, and they don't want to fight the Hulk again. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever like, I'd take you on again. Like, you know, he's never gotten beat like that before. So to see him like shy away from battle like that was like, I think it was really cool, especially since they set that up, that idea up, that the Hulk is like this young, like this almost like a toddler, you know, like mentality. And so like, it like, of course, like he just get handed to him. He's not coming back. He's not about to like go back out there. Like, even though everybody else, he could have beat the crap out of Cole Obsidian. Like, you know, it would have been a hard fight, but like he would have knocked him out. So it's gonna be really cool to see how that turns out. Like, like thinking about it, like, it's a movie that left me like, oh, I'm curious. Everything to talk about, I want to see how it turns out. I want to see if Vision gets brought back to life, and if he becomes a part of the next movie, if they ever bring him back before or after. I want to see what's gonna happen with Scarlet Witch as a result of this happening to her. Her powers gonna get stronger. Is she gonna like? Is it gonna mess her up? I'm curious to see what happens with Spider-Man and how it affects him. Black Panther. Will people remember? Will they face people who've passed away? Will they like have these moments? Like, part of me, somebody was talking about, were we all talking about Uncle Ben coming back possibly? Like, yeah. Like,
or just Peter meeting Uncle Ben.
Yeah, that like classic, like Peter passes away, and then the first thing he does is meet Uncle Ben's there. Like, who plays Uncle Ben? I was not Michael Douglas. Oh man, you know who should play Uncle Ben? I just thought about it. Oh man, the other guy in Grace and Frankie.
Oh yeah, I understand.
From Law and Order.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I love him. He would be fantastic. But at the same time, he's so much older than Marissa Tomei. I can't think of an actor that's around her age. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody that's like 10 years, within 10 years of her age, like in their like 40s and 50s, who could do it.
Yeah. I mean, 40s, I think 40s is fine. You get someone, maybe, yeah, early 50s.
Yeah, because Marissa Tomei's like 40, yeah, 40 something.
40 something. Another thing I'm really worried about, or not really worried, another thing I was thinking about was Aunt May. If she remembers that Peter's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I want them to address that in Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, definitely do. I think because they're going in the same direction as they drawn a lot from Ultimate Comics. So at a certain point, May does learn that he's Spider-Man. It's a pretty big deal. I always liked her reaction in the book because it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I was like, she like literally kicked Peter out of the house for a bit, and like she was mad at him. And
yeah, I mean that was a whole thing for Bendis' Spider-Man, like his Ultimate run. It was like Aunt May can't know. Everyone's finding out except Aunt May. Yeah. And then Aunt May finds out, and they have a talk. The issue is called The Talk.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's really cool. So I think they're going in that direction where it's just like she's gonna know who he is, and it's gonna be about him explaining it to him, and also learning how to learn to make a decision. Even if I think this might actually be, I think that'll be a big conflict in the next Spider-Man movie. It will be like her being like, you can't do this. You got brought back to life, like, through magic. Like, that's it. Like, you can't be Spider-Man anymore. And, like, him, like, really thinking about it. And, like, not just, but realizing, like, no, like, I have to do this. I can't sit to the side. Like, you know, I think that's the first time. I think in the next movie is definitely going to be the first time when somebody says it. Like, with great power comes great responsibility. Like,
yeah. And I'm hoping like Aunt May will be like, it's like your Uncle Ben always said, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And then you get it from Aunt May instead of Uncle Ben.
Yeah. And I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. I think that'd be dope as heck.
Or even something like, your uncle never told you this, but he would say it to me all the time.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be cool if he had heard it from Uncle Ben before. Like, especially if we get like a flashback scene to like Uncle Ben. I keep imagining.
Actually, I was thinking they would do the same thing they did in the Spectacular Spider-Man. Because we don't see Uncle Ben or hear that phrase until the Venom arc.
Yeah.
Where he tries to get the symbiote off him, and then he has a little thing inside his own head where he sees Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Because I like the Spectacular Spider-Man did it exactly the way the movies did it, and I was hoping they would do it, which is starting out, Peter's already Spider-Man. He's already Spider-Man. They flash back to it eventually so that you know some stuff, but it's like later. Like you basically jump in the middle, or like at the just beginning of him being Spider-Man. Like he's like 2 or 3 months in, you know, some people don't know, but he still hasn't quite figured out. He still has some stuff he's got to figure out about what it means to be Spider-Man. And yeah, like, man, Avengers Infinity War was just, I still can't believe it was real. It's cool.
Yeah. It really feels like, it has that part 1, part 2 mentality, but it has such a good cliffhanger that I'm just going to be thinking about for a whole year.
It feels like, it's like, It feels more like a piece of a whole, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like later down the line I have to watch both movies at the same time.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch both at the same time, but this stands alone, and it's also like it shows off one of MCU's greatest strengths, which is just like having so many movies to build up so much of this stuff.
Yeah,
like everyone's already a full-fledged character.
Yeah,
so you have no time wasted in this movie.
And from basically, okay, so I'm more convinced than ever that Ant-Man and the Wasp is gonna feel like a tie-in to Avengers Infinity War. Like what was Scott doing? What's the name? So it's like, it's kind of like it'll probably take place, like it'll start like a month or two before that whole event, and then like end right before that, and the after credits will be like a and like Cassie will disappear or something. We'll be like, no, you sound like you, girl. You can't do that. Like,
I was predicting a little bit of Scott leaving, and then, oh no, not Scott. It'd probably be Janet.
I don't think Jen's gonna leave. I think Jen's gonna be in it. I think she's not gonna leave. I think it's gonna be Cassie and Michael Douglas. And
Michael Pena. I think Michael Pena will like fade away, and then it'll be like, no, that'll be your because I think you'll get to really like him more in this one.
Yeah.
Definitely most of the other crew is gonna die too.
The trailer looks really funny. I was like, he's like, oh yeah, remember us? We don't want to stole from you. Like, and now you need help. Like,
did you ever think that would happen? Because we stole from you. Remember? Oh man. Do you have to get going to work right now?
I probably do.
Yeah. So I think this will be it for Damon's hot take on Infinity War. We didn't get too in depth with it, but we did have a podcast on Dawn of Nonsense. I think it's like episode 20-something.
Episode 20-something.
It's specifically titled Infinity War was way better than Star Wars.
No, it's Avengers Infinity was better than Star Wars.
Infinitely better than Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm still mad about that. We will talk about it later.
We have a whole debate.
Actually, I have to I'm gonna get that movie on DVD soon, rewatch it for the third time, maybe a fourth time, just to make sure, because I'm pretty confident. I saw it the second time, and I was like, oh, I'm confident I like this movie. I'm confident it's one of my favorites, and everybody keeps trying to like tell me it's bad, and I'm like, I don't get it.
I'm gonna say I don't really agree with a lot of Last Jedi things, but you know what? The internet doesn't stop talking about it. We can stop talking about it. We could say goodbye for this week. Yeah. There'll be a full Infinity War thing with me and Charles too, but that's gonna be it for now. We'll see you guys later.